They turned her away without looking twice. Blood soaked through the torn sleeve of her jacket, dark and sticky, but the medic's eyes slid past her as if she were already gone. She collapsed against the cold wall anyway, breathing shallow, counting heartbeats like they were borrowed coins. Somewhere in the distance, sirens wailed. She didn't move. She didn't beg. She had learned long ago that begging rarely saved anyone. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you were watching from. I love knowing who was part of our community. Her name was never spoken in that hallway. Not then. To them, she was just another casualty from the chaos that spilled out of the night. The clinic was overwhelmed. Too many injured, too few hands. Choices were being made with clipped voices and tired eyes. And in those choices, she was quietly placed at the bottom of the list. She pressed her forehead to the concrete and focused on the smallest details to stay conscious. The hum of a flickering light. Dust drifting through a single beam of yellow glow. The faint metallic taste in her mouth. Pain radiated from her side with every breath, but pain was familiar. Pain was something she could manage. What scared her was the cold creeping in, the kind that didn't come from the air. She thought of the ocean then, of dawn breaking over still water, of the promise she once made to herself that if she ever went down, it would be on her feet. Footsteps passed. Someone muttered that it was useless. Someone else said they didn't have the resources. No one knelt beside her. No one asked her name. She closed her eyes, just for a moment, thinking she'd never see the sun again. But she was wrong. A young orderly stopped, not because he recognized her, but because something about the way she held herself didn't fit the picture of defeat. Even slumped and bleeding, there was discipline in her stillness. Control. He crouched, hesitated, then asked quietly if she could hear him. Her eyes opened, sharp, focused, alive. When he touched her wrist, he felt it, a pulse that was steady, deliberate, trained. His gaze drifted to her forearm, where torn fabric revealed ink beneath dried blood, a symbol, not decorative, intentional. His breath caught. Whispers followed him down the corridor. A medic paused mid-sentence. Another leaned closer, eyes narrowing. Someone recognized the mark. Someone else pulled up a file, hands suddenly shaking. The entire atmosphere in the room changed. Voices dropped. Movements became precise. A stretcher appeared as if summoned. She was lifted carefully, like something fragile and powerful all at once. As they cut away her jacket, the truth surfaced piece by piece, scars mapped by experience, muscle memory etched into every inch of her. She wasn't just trained, she was elite. The realization hit them like a wave, the one they had ignored, the one they were ready to let slip away. She had crossed borders they'd never seen. She had carried others out of places no one wanted to imagine. And now, bleeding and silent, she had trusted strangers with her life. As they worked, her eyes fluttered open again. She didn't ask for special treatment or demand respect. She only asked one thing, her voice barely more than air. "Don't let them blame anyone," she said. They didn't know. That was the moment it landed. The weight of it. The humility. The quiet strength. When the procedure ended, the room stood still. Just a heavy silence, filled with something like shame and something like awe. By morning, word had spread. Not her name, not her rank, just the story about the woman who was overlooked. She survived. Weeks later, she walked back through that same hallway. No blood, no stretcher, just steady footsteps and calm eyes. The young orderly looked up and froze. She smiled at him, a small, human smile, and nodded once. Because kindness doesn't vanish. It waits, and it finds its way back. And in that hallway where someone was once left to die, a quiet truth lingered. You never really know who someone is until the moment you choose how to treat them. If this story moved you, share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe for more human stories of courage and compassion. And remember, sometimes the strongest people are the ones no one sees coming.